Hey everybody, it's Mahadeo, Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of IdeaSTEM. We're into the seedy underbelly stuff. Let's talk some seedy underbellies of things. So let's actually come at a really, really fun conversation, professional behavior, how it's taught in the disability context, and how it's taken up in the workplace. I'm going to start with something really important. If I look at you, I get an instant migraine. Actually, it takes about 15 seconds, but it's near enough to instant, so let's not argue that point. I live with something called nystagmus. So this is a technical term. It basically means my eyeballs jiggle constantly, involuntarily. I can't control it. Think Mad Eye Moody from Harry Potter in both eyes, and with more jiggling and less whizzing around, and you've got the idea. To hold my eyes steady actually requires significant concentration on my part and a relative metric ton of muscle effort. That's where the migraine comes in. This has a few really interesting consequences I'm going to tell you about, one of which is that when I read, my eyes don't track, my head tracks. And so I actually read like the head of an old-fashioned typewriter, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. This has gifted me this rather weird ability to read the appropriately sized text really quickly. It's one of those areas where I sit on the far right of the bell curve, right? So that's one sort of really interesting consequence, and you put those two things together, and I make a spectacle of myself when I'm reading in public because I'm reading fast and my head is moving so fast. In professional settings, though, other curious things happen. One other interesting consequence is that I don't tend to make eye contact with anybody because my eyeballs jiggle and it takes efforts to focus them, right? That's what the migraine comes from. That's why I get a migraine when I try to look at somebody. It's not something I can turn on and off. It's something that happens. And so my choice is eye contact or no eye contact equals migraine or no migraine. So I don't make eye contact with my wife, my daughter, my family, my friends, my colleagues, my supervisors, my team members, my clients, my audience members, complete strangers. I make eye contact with absolutely nobody. Funnily enough, not making eye contact is commonly associated with autistic behavior as well, not just with persons who are blind or have low vision. And there are many cultures in the world, think South Asia, think East Asia, and in their various diasporas, where eye contact constitutes an actual threat to the other person, and so it's not done as a matter of courtesy. So I have 3 reasons to not make eye contact: ancestral culture, nystagmus, and vision loss, and my autism. But here in North America, eye contact means something very, very specific. Eye contact represents trustworthiness, openness, honesty, transparency, friendliness, and a willingness to collaborate and work together. So me not making eye contact actually gets coded through, no pun intended, that lens, not through the lens of my lived experience. So just because I don't make eye contact with you, I'm untrustworthy. I'm closed off. I'm dishonest. I'm unfriendly. I'm unwilling to collaborate and work with you. All because I don't look you in the eyeballs. Put it another way, I can't make eye contact without significant negative consequences to my day. But if I don't try, then I'm somehow interpreted to be all of those things that I'm not, which has its own set of negative professional consequences. That's not appropriate, is it? That's a forced choice scenario that others don't have to navigate. Seems rather arbitrary, ableist, culturally relativist. And it's not just eye contact, body language, manners of speech, tone of voice, how we dress, even how much alcohol we do or don't consume at workplace functions. all of which leads to the exclusion of those of us who communicate, emote, move, show up differently. So then, in the world of work for persons with disabilities, persons from different linguistic or cultural backgrounds, persons with different lived experiences, generally, professionalism is coded, reinforced, and taught in ableist and culturally relativistic ways. Disabled persons who asked for rest or accommodations are not seen as team players and are termed to be less committed. The constant masking to appear professional can lead to emotional and physical exhaustion. There are ableist interpretations of emotion, such as seeing someone as too rude, too sensitive, ignoring all the other ways they show up and communicate. The number of times I've been told, I think, or I thought, that you were such an arrogant son of a beep because you never said hi to me from the end of the hallway when I couldn't actually, see you, but it's beside the point. Professionalism is framed as neutral when it's culturally or neurologically narrow. And we experience pressure to mask disability, mental health, neurodivergence. We experience biases. For example, camera on equals engaged. Perfect words equals competence. By this point, you will have had one of two extremes of reaction. Either you'll be thinking, these are the rules of our society, too bad, so sad. Or you'll be mortified and asking yourself, how can we remove these barriers? Or somewhere in between. But if the question of removing these barriers comes up, how about these ideas? Let's redefine professionalism as respectful presence, not sameness. Let's note how let's note how others are made to feel. Let's think about how we interact with vulnerability, especially when no one's watching. Let's redefine professionalism to prioritize respect, collaboration, flexibility, instead of performance or performative norms. Let's encourage cultural shifts in our teams. Leadership in this has a role, but so does everyone else. And let's expand professional standards to honor culture, neurodiversity, and disability expressions. Let's shift respect from appearance to presence, insight, and impact. And let's celebrate difference as part of professional identity, not in spite of it. Thank you.